This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, as we welcome you here to Twin Falls and Twin Falls High School tonight as the Preston Lady Indians take their two-game winning streak on the road and head out to Twin Falls to take on the Twin Falls Lady Bruins tonight. We'll apologize right off the top. No video available for us tonight as the rights are owned by another company. If you'd like to log on and purchase the video tonight, you can do that by logging on to their website. It's nfhsnetwork.com, where you can find the video feed for tonight's game. Well, with two wins over the weekend over Shelley and Canyon Ridge, the Lady Indians improved their record in the conference to a conference best 4-1 this season. Tonight's game is the only game this week for the Preston Lady Indians until after the Thanksgiving break. They'll take on Twin Falls tonight, who remain undefeated with a 52-20 win over Ridgeview on Saturday. The Bruins led that game 22-2 after the first quarter and 40-7 at halftime on their way to their third straight win. Yeah, last year the Lady Bruins struggled to a 9-14 record while splitting their conference games right down the middle in 8-8. For the Lady Bruins, it was only the second time in the last 10 years that they did not post an overall winning record. Tonight's game will be the seventh game between the two schools dating back to the 2011 season. Preston has won 4 of the previous 6, including the last 4 in a row over Twin Falls. The wins for the Lady Indians have not, however, come easy over the Lady Bruins, as 3 of the 4 wins for Preston have come by less than 10 points, and only one of those was more than 10 points. That was in November of 2017. Again, the Lady Indians won by a score of 58-42. So it's the Lady Indians and the Lady Bruins tonight, as the Lady Bruins, one of 3 still undefeated teams in the conference, but Preston comes in with a conference best 4-1 record. They are the only school in the conference so far that has won a total of 4 games on the year. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll visit with the head coach. Ryan Harris will be our guest right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome back here to the pregame show, talking with Coach Ryan Harris before the game here at Twin Falls tonight. You know, you come away with a nice win the other night against Canyon Ridge at home.
Yeah, that was a good win for the girls. Canyon Ridge is a young team. I talked with their coach a little bit before the game, and he has kind of his own frustrations with getting his program coming. But it was good for our girls. I challenged our girls to not make it like the Shelley game. Don't let them hang around. Get out and get after them early. Get after them often, and then leave no doubt come halftime, and which they did. So they responded well, and we shot well. We did a lot of good things. We had a low on turnovers for the year. We were down to 14, which was really good to see. So all those things coming together, we just need to be able to take that game and duplicate that and move forward.
It's amazing what can happen when you take care of the basketball.
Absolutely. I mean, we had a season high in points by quite a long ways, and I mean, less turnovers just translates to more shot attempts. So.
I guess really at this level, when you go out and put up 20 points in a quarter, that's a good quarter.
Absolutely, and we've been able to do that a couple of times, which has been nice, and a lot of that's generated by our defense. The girls are out there hustling and getting after it and creating some transition points. So yeah, that's good.
So you come into the game here now 4-1, kind of a feather in the cap for the girls early on, because that 4 wins put you on top of the conference.
For the moment, yeah, and as a coach, it's not something you'd say to the girls. I mean, I want the girls to have the confidence moving forward, but I don't want them to have a false sense of security either, because as far as the conference goes, our toughest opponents are ahead of us. I mean, you look at Mountain Home's schedule, I think they're only 1-4, but I still think Mountain Home's a pretty good basketball team. They were young, but they had some size, they had some skill, and so I mean, I count that as a pretty good win. But yeah, other than that, it's good to have some confidence going in now to what will be the tougher part of our schedule.
Start talking about pretty good basketball teams, and another one jumps right to your mind is the team you're going to play tonight in Twin Falls. They put on a pretty good showing the other night against Ridgeview, and you're looking at them out on the floor. They can have a little bit of a height advantage over you guys tonight.
They do. They have some size. We were able to watch a little bit of that Ridgeview game, and they have some girls that are returning from last year. If you watch the tape from last year's games, they're 2 bigs inside are girls that are coming back, and they gave us trouble last year when we had Bethany and Liz. So those girls, I think we have them prepped. They know what the task is in front of them. We need to keep them off the offensive boards. I believe it's the Rodriguez girl, number 20. If she gets in and gets under there, she's going to cause us some problems. So we need to address her early and make sure that we keep her off the offensive boards.
What kind of adjustments do you make defensively in a case like that?
It's more of just making the girls aware. This year, if you look at our rebounding stats, Kylie, Cassie, they've been doing a pretty good job. But the other girls as well, we just need to match up and know where she's at all times. And defensively, you don't let them get the position in the first place. We teach them that, hey, the paint's our spot, and if you let them inside, you're going to find yourselves in trouble. And so it's a battle, and it's a fight for position before the shot even goes up. And then once the shot goes up, you just got to put a body on them and keep them out of there.
Cassie finally got things rolling a little bit there in the last game against Canyon Springs, a season-high 15 points.
Yeah, that was a good game for Cassie. And it wasn't just the 15 points. It was the 6 assists and the 6 rebounds and the 5 steals to go along with all that with only 1 turnover. So yeah, not just the scoring, but all the other little things. Cassie did a great job.
Hopefully things will go well tonight, and you can enjoy a week off before going home and opening the Preston tournament coming up next week.
Yeah, it would be really nice to go with this win, to get a win tonight and go 6 points in conference play right now. I mean, that's the equivalent of, on our side of the bracket, that'd be six games, but in 3 games, if we could muster up 6 points, and it's like you mentioned earlier, sit on top of the conference, that'd be a great confidence builder going into the Thanksgiving weekend, and then, going into our tournament, which, the tournament's nothing for conference play, but just a good opportunity to play 3 games in a row and prepare for a state-like environment, which that's our goal this year. We got to get there and make a splash. So
good luck tonight, and enjoy the break.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
That's Ryan Harris. Take a time out. Come back with more right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap. Drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Kasasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Kasasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Kasasa? We're glad you asked that. Kasasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Kasasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
This time of year, the weather can change quickly. That means the road conditions change quickly too. If you usually feel stressed when you're driving as the weather changes, it might be because you don't have the right tires for the road conditions. Let West Motor Company help you choose the tires that will meet your needs. Take the stress out of your winter driving with a set of 4 new tires. Visit any of our dealerships in Preston or Logan today. West Motor Company, we do tires.
WestMotorCompany.com.
The keys to tonight's game are brought to you by Naylor Insurance.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-0810.
KACH. KACH.
As we welcome you back here to the pregame show, live from Twin Falls High School, it's time to look at the keys to tonight's game. Coming off that big win the other night against Canyon Springs, key number one will be, remember, no one is bigger than any individual game. Teamwork is what is important tonight against this unbeaten Twin Falls Bruins team. Work together and work for a good result. Number two, success beats success. The 4-1 start is nice, but nothing to settle for. Desire more and go out and have a good game tonight against the Twin Falls Bruins. And like we talked about with Ryan Harris just a few moments ago on our interview, continue to take care of the basketball. A season low 14 turnovers in the win against Canyon Ridge. Like we said the other night, when you take care of the basketball, good things can happen, as they put up a season high 75 points the other night against Canyon Ridge. So Preston's 4-1, that's best in the conference. The 4 wins is as they go up against the Lady Bruins of Twin Falls, who are 3-0 so far on the year. We'll have more on the pregame show, but first this reminder that the keys to tonight's game are brought to you by Naylor Insurance. For life, home, and auto, for Mutual of Enumclaw, stop by Naylor Insurance on State Street in Preston or call 208-852-0810. Back with more on the pregame show right after this.
KACH, mylocal.radio.com.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
We are Dairy West. That means we are milk people, family people, animal people, people people. We are environment-loving people, giving back people, job-creating people, and glass all the way full people. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
There are a total of 5 other games tonight involving teams from the Great Basin 10 Conference. Those 5 other games feature Minico on the road as they are play here in Twin Falls tonight. They're at Canyon Ridge High School. Century just goes across town as they'll take on Highland tonight over in Pocatello. Jerome on the road, they are at Kimberly, while Pocatello has to come all the way to Mountain Home to play this evening. And Burley goes all the way up to play at snowy Wood River as the storms for the weekend start to move in. As, of course, Preston is here at Twin Falls. Final game before the Thanksgiving break for the Lady Indians as they'll open the Indians Basketball Classic coming up next Thursday. That'll be their next game, as that'll be against Snake River. That is slated for about 8 o'clock next Thursday night. But for now, we invite you to stay tuned for exciting Preston Lady Indians basketball coming up next.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's the end of a long day, and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston, with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
It's time for Preston High School Indians basketball. The Indians hit the court looking to bring home a Great Basin 10 title and make a run for a berth in the state playoffs. All the excitement of Preston basketball is brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks all available right here in Preston. By Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. By Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. By Rouse Construction, bringing custom homes to the Blue Sage Park community right here in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Hawaiian Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in the city of Preston. By Naylor Insurance, for life, home, and auto insurance from Mutual of Enumclaw on State Street in Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Valley Implement. By S&T Electric. And by mylocalradio.com. Tonight's game is a presentation of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School Athletics and Preston Broadcasting. It's presented for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or use of descriptions or accounts of this game without the express written consent of Preston Broadcasting, LLC is strictly prohibited. And a very pleasant good evening once again, everybody. We welcome you to Twin Falls High School as tonight the Lady Indians take on the Lady Bruins of Twin Falls High School. As tonight's the starting lineups, as they read off the starting lineups tonight for the Indians, the usual five. Haley Meek averaging 5.8 points per game. Sage Meek is averaging 5 points a game through the first 5 games. Alexis Harris, the senior, averaging 7 points a game, will be at the point. Cassie Pugmire coming off her season-high 15 points the other night will start again this evening. And Kylie Larson, the junior, inside, averaging 9 rebounds a game and 5.8 points this evening. For the Twin Falls Bruins, 5'4" senior Brindley Stotts will start tonight, as well Morgan Cargill. She's a 5'8" senior. Michaela Rodriguez, a 5'10" senior, gets a start this evening as well, as does Abby Stokes. She is a 5'10", and she's a junior. And Paige Bean We'll round out the starting lineup tonight for the Lady Bruins. She's 5'9", and she is a junior tonight as well. So tall, a lot of height for the Lady Bruins across the front line as they take on the Preston Indians here tonight. The two girls who are 5'10" that they start, and one that's 5'9", as they will certainly have a height advantage against the Indians here this evening. So we're ready to play some basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. Again, we apologize for no video tonight. If you'd like to log on and see the game, you can do so by logging on to their website. It's nfhsnetwork.com. As the Bruins control the opening tip as Preston goes from right to left here in the first half. Beam throws over on the near side as it comes over to Cargill. Cargill goes to the right elbow, gives it up. Backdoor pass, easy layup there as Abby Stokes has the first 2 points of the game. Good pass as here comes Preston now the other way. Get the ball up in the front court as they break the full court pressure. Three-pointer put up and good by Alexis Harris. So immediately, Alexis hits a three-pointer, and Preston has a 3-2 lead here as each team has had one possession. Rodriguez away from the basket. Another great backdoor pass again to Stokes, and again has a little layup. And again, they'll come out and show pressure. Here is Preston again able to break the pressure fairly easily. They get it over to Harris in the front court. Now it comes to Haley Meek. Meek wants to drive, is cut off, as now it comes back over to Harris. Free throw line extended left. Harris drives, top of the key. She'll give it up to Sage Meek. To Cassie Pugmire, coming off her best game of the year with 15 points the other night. Little lob inside goes to Larson, and Larson is going to be fouled going up. So Kylie's going to go to the free throw line to shoot a couple of free throws, as the foul is going to go here against Brindley Stotts. That'll be her first for the team, as Kylie Larson, who so far on the year has made 2 out of 4 free throws that she has shot over the first 5 games. So she's a 50%er, and the first one here is up and in. Wonderful part about Kylie's game is her activeness on the board. She's averaging almost 10 rebounds a game so far for the Lady Indians at 9.8. Here's the second. She made them both. So a pair of free throws gives Preston back into a tie at 4-4. I believe that score should be 5-4 Preston, as that was a three-pointer that they indicated, and they didn't give it to her on the scoreboard. Ball goes out of bounds underneath the basket for the Lady Bruins as it comes in. Beam gets it in. In the corner, it goes down there to Cargill. Now back down low, and they'll swing it back out top to Stotts again. Back over to Cargill on the left side. She tries to drive. She's cut off there by Sage Meek. Brings it back out top. Swing it all the way back down again. Little cutter there as it goes to Rodriguez. She can't make the layup. Up into the front court. It's Pugmire who gives it off to Harris. Harris jab step a couple of times. She'll now give it off to Sage Meek over on the right side. Back out top to Harris again. Harris back to Sage. She looks at a three. That's good. So Sage Meek makes her first shot of the game. We'll go with the score they have on the scoreboard. That's 7-4, although I thought that they indicated that first shot made by Harris was a three-pointer. They didn't give her 3 points for it. Back out top, it comes to Stotts. Down low, Rodriguez is blocked by Larson. Taken away by Harris. Quickly up into the front court. Haley Meek over on the right side. Stutter step, and this could be fouled on her way to the bucket. It's going to be a blocking foul against Paige Beam. That'll be her first, and the second against the Lady Bruins here in the first quarter. Lexus Harris underneath says we'll run play number 2. She gets it into Sage Meek, doesn't take the shot, gives it to Harris now in the right corner. Back out to Meek, skip pass all the way across. Pugmire, three from the left corner, good. Cassie drains a three as Preston goes up 10-4 here in the first 3 minutes. Little backcourt pressure put on by Sage Meek. They're able to break that pressure. Knocked away by Haley Meek, although it deflects right to Rodriguez. Comes back over to Cargill. Cargill holds it up over her head as Haley tried to strip it away, as Cassie Pugmire will reach in there. And instead of giving her a held ball, they're going to call a holding foul again, this time on Pugmire. First team foul against the Indians, first against Cassie as well. Ball out of bounds for Twin Falls, right in front of the Preston bench. And the bounce pass, and again, it's stolen immediately by Pugmire. She steps right in and takes the ball away. Weaves her way up into the front court. Back door pass to Harris. Reverse layup is no good. Here comes Stotts with the rebound. Up the floor, they hustle, they come. Underneath, turnaround jumper by Beam. That's no good. Pugmire has the rebound again for the Indians. Quickly, they come up on the floor as it comes to Harris. Harris gets it ahead to Sage Meek. Three-pointer from the left side. That's good. Sage drains a three. She has 6 here in the first quarter, and a timeout on the floor called by Twin Falls. 4:25 to play here in the first. Timeout will take you here as well. Preston leads 13-4. We'll be right back.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
KACH.
Preston leads 13-4, 4:23 to play as the ball comes back in after the timeout. Twin Falls has it up into the front court. Stotts, free throw line extended left, comes back up to the top of the key, tries to give it a little pick and roll. That pass is knocked down, comes right back to Stotts. Cargill has it. Backdoor pass is dropped out of bounds. They tried to get it to Regan Rex just into the game, and the sophomore dropped the ball out of bounds. So it comes back over to Preston halfway through the first quarter. They have a lead of 9 points here in the first. They've made 3 three-pointers. They helped them break open that lead. Backdoor pass comes down to Sage Meek. Back out top. Larson looks at a 3 from straight away, and that's good. Nope, they're going to call that a 2. So a 2-pointer for Larson gives her 4 here in the first quarter, and Preston goes up by 11. Stotts has it over on the left side. Comes around the screen. Has Harris on her hip, then throws it off the shoulder of Abby Stokes. The reflection comes to Cargill. She gets cut off as she tries to drive the baseline. Back out to the top of the key. Comes down the paint, laid up and in. Cargill able to weave her way through traffic and then find an open lane and get the layup. Haley Meek up into the front court here for the Indians. Top of the key, gives it off. Harris, free throw line extended right. Harris fakes the pass, now goes down into the corner, tries to work it back out, has it stripped away from her momentarily by Stotts, so she has to go back and get it. Tries to drive, gets cut off again, now comes to Haley Meek over on the right side. Back out top to Larson. Just made a shot from there a moment ago. She'll back it back out of there, then throw it away. Intercepted by Paige Beam. There's a turnover for the Indians. Remember, they only had 14, their lowest total of the year in their last game last Saturday against Canyon Ridge. Driving all the way. The layup is good and a foul to give the points to Paige Beam. Foul will be against Kylie Larson, her first. And Beam is going to go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play. Beam was really the player of the game the other night in their win against Ridgeview. She had a tied for the team high with 13 points. She had 9 rebounds in the game and also pulled down 4 assists. And the free throw here is good to complete the three-point play. Hold on. We got whistles as the basket was made. As the officials come over to talk to the official scorekeeper and the lady running the scoreboard here in front of us, it appears that the scoreboard was still running, the clock was still running while they were shooting the free throw, so they put 18 seconds back on the clock. So there's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the quarter. 15-9, Preston still leads. They lead by 6 as Harris brings the ball back up into the front court. No pressure this time put on by the Bruins as the Indians showed their ability to break the press. Backdoor pass comes to Robertson just into the game. Her shot is no good. Larson has the rebound. She goes back up. That's no good. She has the rebound again. That one again, Roy rims off as it almost went back in. Rebound, the foul rather would be against Michaela Rodriguez. That's her first and the team's third. Couple of rebounds for Larson, but she just couldn't get the ball to go down, so she'll shoot 2. Here's the first one for Kylie, and it's no good. So Kylie will shoot the second. And here's her second free throw. That one's no good as well, so she missed them both here after making 2 earlier. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Driving is Cargile. Kicks it off over on the right side to Rex. Rex lost it momentarily. Larson goes out. Tough defense. Makes her give it up. Swing it over to Cargile. She drives. Goes down the baseline. Again over Larson. It's good and it counts. Give Cargile the points. Foul against Larson. Her quickly has 2 here in the first quarter. And then now it's 3 against the Indians. 3 on each team, as a matter of fact, as Cassie Pugmire will come back in replacing Larson as she will go to the bench. So here's Cargile. And her free throw to complete the three-point play is good. And she has 5 points here in the first quarter, which is already more than she had the other night against Ridgeview, where she only had 3 the entire game. Preston still leads by 3, minute and a half to play here in the first. Harris gives it over, knocked away from Robertson, taken away. Here comes Rex all the way, and a foul, and a block shot by Harris, but they're going to call the foul with the body. So Harris called for the foul. That'll be her first. And now Ryan Rex will go to the free throw line. Her first is good. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Hawaiian Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in Preston. Ask about their catering options as well. Hawaiian Bowl Grill and Poppin' Pins Bowling Center right here in the city of Preston. So Rex makes the first. That ties her point output from the other night where she had 1 against Ridgeview. She misses the second, and the rebound is off to Robertson. Up into the front court. Crossover dribble as she works against Kylie Peterson. Kick it off in the corner as Sydney Marlowe just into the game. Lost the ball. Give it up here to Peterson for Twin Falls. Back up into the front court. 1:10 to play in the quarter as it comes to Kaylin Bailey, the sophomore. As over on the left side, goes there to Rex. Down low, nice backdoor pass as that's going to fall in off the top of the backboard. It didn't hit the stanchion at all, so it falls in. Give the points to Abby Stokes. She has 6 here in the quarter, and the Bruins have come all the way back. It's tied at 15. Kick it back out. Pugmire looks at a 3. That's no good. Rebound is off. It's taken away there as it was Rodriguez with the rebound. Quickly up into the front court on the right side. It comes to Rex. Rex dribbles top of the key. She'll give it up there to Stokes. Stokes tries to throw it inside. That's taken away by the Indians as Robertson intercepts the pass. Back up into the front court with 15 seconds to play in the quarter. Driving is Ware off the glass and in. Brexley Ware with her first 2 points. 7 seconds to play in the quarter. The bench yelling at the Bruins players to recognize the clock as it comes there to Peterson to beat the clock. It's no good. And Preston will go off here after the end of the first quarter with a 2-point lead. They lead 17-15 after the first quarter of play here tonight. We'll take a timeout. Back with the second quarter right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Whether you go into the mountains during the fall to look for big game or use your camera for shots of nature, make sure you don't get stuck while you're there. Visit West Motor Company today and check out the wide selection of four-wheel drive vehicles we have in stock. With new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Ford vehicles and loads of pre-owned four-wheel drives on the lot, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle for your backcountry adventures this year. West Motor Company in Preston and Logan. Stop in today.
WestMotorCompany.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
KACH.
We'll start quarter number 2 with the Indians leading by a bucket, 17-15. As Sage Meek with 6 points in the first quarter leads the Indians. Abby Stokes also had 6 in the first quarter for Twin Falls. Preston has the ball to start the second. Michaela Robertson brings the ball across the timeline, comes down the left side of the key, is cut off, so she'll give it back out top. As a foul, she tried to get the ball up to Ware, and the foul is going to be called against Reagan Rex. That'll be her first. That's 4 on the Bruins. That's 4 on each side as far as team fouls are concerned. Ware gets it into Haley Meek. Takes the ball back into the backcourt, now brings it back across the timeline again. Get it out to Robertson, holds the ball up above her head. Free throw line extended right. Lob pass inside to Marlowe. Sid will kick it back out. Quickly comes back out to Pugmire. Back to the top of the key. Back to Marlowe inside. Doesn't take the shot. Gives it back to Robertson. Swing it back to Meek on the right side, and there's a traveling violation. Another turnover against the Indians. So they get it to Cargyle. They get it back up into the front court here. Do the Bruins swing it over in front of the Preston bench as it comes to Rex. Into the corner it goes there to Beam. Tries to get it down low to Rodriguez. Kind of lost it, rolled up on her shoulder. She tried to get it out of there and then ended up throwing it away. Preston has the ball as it comes to Robertson up into the front court. Haley Meek over on the right side. Drives in the paint, and she's going to be fouled on the drive. So it'll be ball out of bounds here for the Indians. Foul's going to go on Paige Beam. That'll be her second. 5 team fouls here for Twin Falls. Ball out of bounds underneath their own basket for the Indians as Robertson brings it in to Ware. Out top of the key. They'll lob it back inside, back to Robertson again. She has to scramble to get to the ball. Now gets it back to Ware. She looks at a 3. And a foul on the shot. So the foul's going to be on Brittany Stotts. That'll be her second. As that's going to send Brexley Ware to the free throw line to shoot 3 free throws as she was fouled on the 3-point attempt. 6 team fouls now as well on the Bruins, so they're out of fouls for the remainder of the first half. First one by Ware rolls out as it went down and then wanted it to eventually came back out. Here's Brexley's second, as that one's no good as well. So Ware unfortunately misses the first 2. She was a 64%er coming into the game here tonight, having made 7 of 11. She makes the third one. She now has 3 points in the game. Preston up by 3, 18-15. 6:45 to play here in the first half. Peterson right in front of the Preston bench, holding. Now she'll bring it back out the top of the key, back to Cargill, down along the baseline. The shot there put up by Stokes is no good. Rebound comes off to the Bruins, back to Cargill, and she's tied up this time by Cassie Pugmire, I should say. And the ball will stay with the Bruins. On the alternating possession rule, they'll bring it in from underneath their own basket. Kelly Peterson will bring it in, she does. Comes back out top to Stotts. She dribbles across the top of the key. Pass is deflected, and it's off the hands of Cargill and goes out of bounds. That's a turnover against the Bruins. The ball will come back over to Preston. Tonight's game brought to you by Ralph's Construction, building new homes in the Blue Sage Park community here in Preston. For more information, you can call 453-232-1837. Little layup underneath by Haley Meek is good. Meek gets on the scoreboard with a nice little running layup off the right side. Preston goes back up by 5 again. It's 20-15. A 5-0 run here for the Indians. Underneath, that'll be a foul as Stokes went in for the shot, and she's going to be fouled by Ware. For Brexley, that'll be her first. That's 5 on the Indians as a team. And now here's Abby Stokes. She'll go to the free throw line. She's coming off a pretty good game against Ridgeview the other night as well, as she was had 10 in the game and makes the first one here. She has 7 points. Caitlin Bailey into the game again for the Bruins, as Stokes makes both free throws. She has 8, and back to within 3 points again are the Lady Bruins here with 5:45 to play here in the first half. Haley Meek drives, gives it down low to Pugmire on the left block as Cassie turns, rims off. That's no good. Rebound is off. They get it to Bailey, racing up into the front court. Crosses over on Ware, all the way underneath, loses the ball, a little bit out of control, as this again is going to be a held ball, and this one's going to go back over to the Indians. So Preston will get the ball in the alternating possession rule. 30-second timeout call here by the Indians. Take a timeout. Preston leads by 3. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome back. Preston leading 20-17 here. 5:25 left here in the first half as they get the ball to Haley Meek up into the front court. Pugmire, free throw line extended left, just outside the three-point ring. Lobs it inside. Great cut by Ware. The layup is no good. Off the rim. The rebound's off to Abby Stokes for Twin Falls. Cargill into the front court, gives it off as it comes to Bailey right in front of the Preston bench. She'll swing it across to the far side. Stotts has it there. She'll pull the ball back out, however, as the ball comes back to Bailey, top of the key. Back to Cargill again on the right side. Looks again down into the corner. As ball's double teamed there, they get it back out as it comes back to Bailey, back out top. Rodriguez turns in the paint. High off the glass is good. Michaela Rodriguez has her first 2 points of the game, and Preston's lead now dwindles down to 1 at 20-19. Into the right corner. Marlowe back into the game. Sid holds on to it there as it comes back to Robertson. Now back to Marlowe. Free throw line extended right. Back into the corner. Back to Marlowe again. Or I should say back to Robertson again. She'll bring it back out top to Cassie Pugmire. Pugmire, top of the key. She'll get it down low to Marlowe. Doesn't take the shot. She'll give it to Haley Meek. Now back to Marlowe again, just out in three-point land. Doesn't really look to shoot that as we go to 4 minutes remaining in the quarter, and that'll be a carryover called against Marlowe. Another turnover here against the Indians. Lexus Harris into the game again for Preston as Lexi Ware will go to the bench. Cargill up into the front court, gives it off to Bailey. Bailey out top. Runs through the double team as she'll give it off to Brindley Stotts again. She crosses over again the top of the key. She'll drive the right side, goes up, and the ball shot was blocked by Meek, but a foul by Meek. That'll be her first and 6th on the team. So the Lady Indians will be out of fouls now as well throughout the rest of the half. Sage comes and checks in, as she'll be in here just a moment in between free throws. The first one here by Stotts is no good. Sage Meek replaces Haley Meek, who goes now back to the bench. 3:48 to play in the half. Preston up by 1, 20-19. Stotts' second free throw, she missed them both. So the Preston lead remains at 1 as it comes to Harris, who runs the dribble up into the front court. Marlowe on the right side, goes down to the right corner there to Robertson. Back out top, comes to Pugmire as she stands at the top of the key. She'll work there, now give it back down to Robertson as it goes back down into the right corner again. Robertson drives through a double team, and she'll go down. She was kind of knocked down, a little bit of a knee extended there. That knocked her down. That's going to be free throws here. The foul's going to go against Kelly Peterson, her first. And that's 7 on the team, so that's going to be 1 and 1 coming up here for the Indians. Michaela Robertson, 56% free throw shooter on the early season, made 5 out of 9 so far, looking for her first point of the game. And the first one is good. She'll now get the penalty with 3.5 to play here in the first half. Robertson's second. She made them both. Preston goes back up by 3. 22-19, Indians lead. They'll come out and they'll show full court pressure here for the first time tonight as they'll able to break it as Peterson gets it up into the front court here for the Bruins. She takes it down into the right corner. Comes back around to screen. Lob pass back to Rodriguez. Double teamed on the right block. She'll kick it back out as it comes back out to Peterson again. Swing it to Cargill. She doesn't take the shot. She'll give it to Stotts over on the left side. 3 minutes to play in the quarter. Back out top to Rodriguez. She stands out in the three-point area. Back to Cargill. Little runner in the paint is good. Cargile makes the point as Morgan picks it up. Back to a 1-point game again. 22-21. Preston still leads. Driving all the way, it's Harris for the layup. Harris now has 5 and the lead back out to 3 again. Preston has led all the way. They've been tied once at 15 as Cargile from the baseline on the left side. That's no good. Marlowe is held there by Rodriguez as she's going for the rebound. So that'll be the second foul of the night on Rodriguez. So that'll be 1 and 1 again here for the Indians. That's 2 on Rodriguez. And Sydney Marlowe goes to the free throw line. Sid looking for her first points of the game and makes the first free throw. Sydney averaging just a little under 2 points a game. And about 2.5 rebounds a game so far through the first 5. Her second, she made them both. So Marlowe with a couple of points. Preston's lead back out to 5 again, 26-21. 2.5 to play in the quarter and in the first half. Stotts races down the left side. She'll kick it back out. Three-pointer there put up by Rex. That's no good. Rebound is off to Robertson. She'll hustle the dribble up into the front court. She'll pull up as she gets to the top of the key. Gives it back to Harris. Man-to-man defense here by the Lady Bruins. Harris trying to direct traffic a little bit as she works there against Peterson. Over on the right side, it goes to Sage Meek. Sage holds it up over her head. She'll give it up to Marlowe. Swing it over here back to Robertson. Back to Pugmire as she stands at the free throw line. Down low to Marlowe. Turnaround jumper is good. Marlowe's got 4. Preston's lead is 7. It was as many as 10 here in the first half. Stotts, top of the key, doesn't take the shot. She'll give it off back to Stokes. Back to Cargile as we have an illegal screen as that's going to go against Abby Stokes. That'll be her first. That's 9 against the team. And free throws coming up here, I believe, for Harris. As Caitlin Bailey back into the game. No, it will not be no free throws. I'm bad. That was an offensive foul, so no free throws. As the pass is errant, wide of Harris from Sage Meek. It's another turnover against the Indians, and the ball will go back over to the Bruins again with 1:19 to play here in the quarter. They'll come up and show some token pressure, but they back out of it pretty easily. Does Preston as it comes to Bailey right in front of the Preston bench. Bailey will drive, top of the key. She'll give it up. as trying to throw the pass was Reagan Rex, but traveled before she could throw the pass. So Preston gets the ball back with a 7-point lead with 1:05 to play in the half. Up into the front court, it comes to Robertson. Doesn't take the shot. She'll dribble it back out top. Give it to Marlowe back at the top of the key. Bounce it back outside to Harris again. We're under a minute to play now here in the first half. Harris holding, comes over on the left side as it comes to Meek. Sage drops it down on the block. It comes to Pugmire. Turnaround jumper in the paint is good. Cassie Pugmire now with 5 points in the first half, and Preston's lead is out to 9 with 37 seconds to play in the half. Stotts on the right side, fakes the shot, fakes the pass, now finally gives it up back to Cargyle. Swing it over on the left side, it goes back to Bailey. 27 seconds to play in the half. Back to Cargyle, she looks at a three, needs a bounce, won't get it. Pugmire up high to grab the rebound. To Marlowe, she runs the dribble back up into the front court. 17 seconds to play. Preston will work for the last shot as it goes down in the corner to Robertson. Robertson driving off the glass, no good, as the rebound is off there, taken away by Stokes. Here comes Cargyle with 6, with 5, with 4. Has to backtrack now with 3. Has to force one to beat the clock, and it's no good. So Preston will go off with a lead as they lead by 9 heading into the halftime break. After the first half, it's Preston 30, Twin Falls 21. We invite you to stay tuned. The Ralph's Construction halftime report is coming up in just a moment. We'll be back right after these messages with the halftime report. Preston leads by 9, 30-21.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
The Limbic Arc may help you or someone you know be more calm. It's simple to use. Find out more by logging on to mylocalradio.com and clicking on the Limbic Arc logo. Check it out now. Visit mylocalradio.com and click on any Limbic Arc logo.
Advertise your open positions on the radio. You'll be amazed how quickly you see a response. You'll reach more people for less. The Job Stop includes radio and internet advertising. Call us for more info. We're a local company with a toll-free number, 833-856-9625. That's 833-856-9625.
The halftime report is brought to you by Ralph's Construction. More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsize, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH.
Welcome back. We're at halftime. Preston leads at the break 30-21. Pretty good first half by the Indians here in the Twin Falls tonight. We talked right off the top of the broadcast tonight about taking care of the basketball like you did the other night against Canyon Ridge when you had a season-low 14 turnovers the other night. Preston had a few turnovers in the first half here this evening, but not nearly what they had been during the first 4 games of the year. So as Preston takes care of the ball pretty well, they turn it into points, and they score 30 points in the first half here this evening. They outscored the Lady Bruins by 13-6 tally in the second quarter to take that 9-point lead into the halftime break. So Preston leads it 30-21. We'll come back and look at the stat sheet after this as we continue at halftime here from Twin Falls with the Indians on top, 30-21.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money, closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
It's the end of a long day and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
KACH. KACH.
Well, we again apologize for no video coverage of the game this evening, as the rights are owned by another company for the game here this evening. If you'd like to log on and pay to view tonight's game for the second half, the website you can go to is nfhsnetwork.com. Once again, that's a pay service, so it will cost you money to be able to watch. My suggestion is just keep it here, and we'll have a nice little radio broadcast for you here this evening with the second half coming up. Scoring in the first half, first for the Bruins from Twin Falls. Brittany Stotts played but did not score. She had 2 free throws in the first half but missed both of them. Kylie Peterson played but did not score. Morgan Cargile had 7 in the first half. Caitlin Bailey played but did not score. Michaela Rodriguez, a 5'10 senior who really clogs up the middle, had 2 points in the first half, while Abby Stokes, the other 5'10 player for the Bruins, had a total of 8 in the first half. Paige Beam had 3. Regan Rex had 1 in the first half for the Lady Bruins as well, who were 4 of 8 in the first half from the free throw line. For the Indians, Haley Meek had a pair. Sage Marlowe had 4. It was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Michaela Robertson had 2 points, both of those coming on free throws as well. Sage Meek had a total of 6 in the first half on a pair of 3-pointers. Lexus Harris had 5. Brexley Ware had 3. Cassie Pugmire had 5. And Kylie Larson with a total of 4 in the first half. The Indians were very good from a free throw line in the first half, as they made a total of 9 free throws in 11 attempts in the first half here this evening. This has been the Halftime Report, brought to you by Ralph's Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community in Preston. For more information, give them a call at 435-232-1837. That's 435-232-1837. Second half is coming up right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. 1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
In the good old days, you did business with people who treated you well, had a firm handshake, and looked you in the eye. At West Motor here in Preston and Logan, that's the way we did it. Since then, we've grown and added technology, but we didn't leave the good stuff out. We still offer a free car wash when you're in for service. We offer quality Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles. We look you in the eye when we give you our no-charge lifetime powertrain warranty, and we finish every deal with a firm handshake. The good old days were good, and these days are good too. We know we've been here all along. Visit West Motor today.
WestMotorCompany.com.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield, Logan.
Well, we'll start the second half. Ball belongs to the Lady Bruins, and Twin Falls in the lead, however, belongs to the Lady Indians from Preston as they lead 30-21. Second half just underway as it comes to Stotts. Preston will go from left to right across your radio dial here in the second half tonight. As down low, Rodriguez fights the ball away, and then going up is Stokes, but she's fouled on the way up. As Kylie Larson sat a good portion of the first half with 2 fouls and picks up her third 17 seconds into the quarter number 3. So here's Stokes at 8 points in the first half, made both of her free throws that she tried in the first half as well, and makes the first one here. Gives her a total of 9 here in the game. Tonight's game brought to you by Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. Stokes Market True Value on State Street in Preston. Stokes back to the line to try her second. It's no good. She's made 3 out of 4 on the night, and the rebound is off to Haley Meek. Up into the front court. Haley wants to drive down the paint. She'll kick it back out to Sage Meek. She made a pair of threes in the first half. Goes to Larson. Kylie in the right corner, kicks it back out top to Harris, top of the key. Harris drives. Now back to Larson again. Larson wants to drive here on Stokes. Takes her baseline, gets cut off, and she'll hold on to it. Tries to get it to Pugmire. Rodriguez takes it away. Triple teamed her in the backcourt. She gets rid of it to Cargile. Quickly up into the front court. It comes to Beam. Beam chases it all the way down to the corner. They'll kick it back out to Cargile. That's going to be off her hands and out of bounds. That's a backcourt violation. A turnover, and the ball again will go back over to the Indians. Good rush there by the Bruins. They beat Preston down the floor, but then lost the ball. And the ball ends up getting back over to Preston. 8-point lead. 1 minute gone here in quarter number 3. Meek into the corner to Larson, right corner. She holds it up, gets it back out top to Harris. Harris takes that little jab step. Now over on the right side, it comes to Sage Meek. Back out top to Pugmire. Back over to Larson again in the right corner. Goes around the screen set there by Sage. Gives it off to Meek. She stands in the 3-point area, doesn't take the shot. To Pugmire, back to Meek in the right corner again. Swing it back out top to Harris. In the left corner now as it goes down there to Larson. Larson drives and gets the hoop. Kylie with 6. Preston's lead back out to 10. That ties their biggest lead of the game. Cargile Kick it off, ends up trying to get it to Rodriguez on the little backdoor cut. The pass from Stokes was behind her and out of bounds. So back-to-back turnovers and a 30-second timeout here taken by the Bruins. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it here as well. We'll be right back. Preston leads by 10.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Preston leads against Twin Falls tonight. They lead by 10, 32-22 as we play here in the quarter number 3. 6:14 left here in quarter number 3. As the ball belongs to the Indians, they get it up into the front court as Twin Falls shows full court pressure. Pugmire takes a three from the right corner is good. Cassie with her second three of the game. She has 8 points overall on the night. As Cargill up into the front court, and now Preston will put on full court pressure as well. Backdoor pass comes to Rodriguez, is blocked by Pugmire, and a foul by Pugmire. For Kylie, or I should say for Cassie, that'll be her second. Both fouls here in the third quarter and the second half have come against the Lady Indians, so they have 2 and none so far here in the second half for the Lady Bruins. Here's Rodriguez at the line. Her first one is no good. Pugmire will head to the bench as Sid Marlowe comes back in here for the Indians. And Rodriguez steps back to the free throw line to shoot her second. And that one will roll in. So she makes 1 of 2. She has 3 in the game. Preston's lead is now 12 at 23-15, their biggest lead of the game. Marlowe just back into the game, gives it off to Harris. Harris stands top of the key, drives on Stotts, gets cut off. Over on the left side, it goes to Haley Meek. She gets cut off on the drive there as well. Now she wants to go around the screen by Marlowe. And now she'll stop along the baseline, kick it back out to Marlowe. Marlowe stands near the top of the key. As Rodriguez comes out to put on the pressure defense, and the ball is taken away, and then a holding foul against Marlowe as the ball was taken away by Beam. And Sydney Marlowe will draw her first, and that's 3 against Preston here already here in the second half. We're not quite 3 minutes in. Comes to Beam up in the front court, comes around the screen set by Rodriguez. She'll give it back out to Stokes. Stokes bounce pass inside, back to Rodriguez. Lay it up, foul there by Marlowe. That's going to be 3. Check that 4, I should say, on Kylie. Fouls on Rodriguez. There'll be a blocking foul and a 2 point, or I should say, 2 free throws coming up here for Rodriguez. I said 4. It's actually 3 against Marlowe, or against Larson, I should say. As the first one by Rodriguez is good. Michaela Robertson's going to check back in here as she's going to replace Kylie Larson, who will go back to the bench with 3 fouls. So Michaela Rodriguez goes back at the free throw line now. And that one's going to rim off, and the long rebound comes out as Rodriguez has it as she traveled. As she ended up down on her hands and knees to try to grab the rebound. First they're going to call a traveling violation. Now they're going to change it and become a jump ball. But as either way, it's still going to go back over to Preston. Nancy Jones, the head coach for Twin Falls, just kind of shakes her head and walks away from the official. She obviously didn't agree with the call. 5 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. Preston has it down in the right corner. It goes to Robertson as she drives and she's held. That's the first team foul against the Bruins here in the second half. Foul's going to go against Abby Stokes. That'll be her second. Ball out of bounds to the Indians underneath their own basket as Harris will bring it in. Robertson into the right corner to get the ball. She'll hand it to Harris, who now dribble it back out toward the top of the key. Swings it to Meek, back over to Marlowe. Now free throw line extended left. Sid holds it there, bounces it down low to Harris at the block. Swing it back over to Robertson, doesn't take the shot. She'll drive high off the glass, it won't go. However, she'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Reagan Rex called for the foul. That'll be her second. And 2 now against the Bruins here in the half as well. Robertson back to the free throw line, sank a pair of free throws in the first half. Those are only points of the game, as the first one here is no good. Tonight's game brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all available right here in the city of Preston. Robertson back to the free throw line. Second one rolls in. She's made 3 out of 4 on the game, and that's all of her 3 points that she has so far tonight as well. Full court pressure after the free throws put on by the Indians as the Bruins break the pressure. It comes underneath to Rodriguez. Kick it off in the corner. Back out to Cargile. She taps it there as it ends up in the hands of Paige Beam. The junior hangs on to it. Now wants to drive on Meek. Kind of forces her way, pushes off on Meek. Comes back to Cargile at the top of the key. She'll look left, gives it off there as it goes down to Rex. Look down low, nothing there, so she'll give it back over to Beam again. Bing will give it back to Cargile now. Now gives it back to Stotts, top of the key. Stotts goes back to Carlisle on the right side. Comes around the screen set by Rodriguez. Now back to Rodriguez, give and go as it's high off the glass. That's no good. Robertson has the rebound. Here comes Michaela up into the front court. Swing it over in the corner. Sage Meek's got a 3 from there. In and out. Boy, that almost went down. Long rebound comes off to Cargile for the Bruins. Hustles the ball back up into the front court. She goes behind her back as to give it off over on the right side. Back to Rex. Rex comes around the screen. Doesn't shoot. Gives it off to Rodriguez. She'll hold the ball there. Back to Cargile now on the left side. Cargile back to the elbow. She'll give it off there. Back to Beam. Beam tries down the left side. Lay it up and in. Paige Beam has 5. Lead back to 10 for Preston, 36-26 with 3:10 remaining here in the third quarter. Haley Meek has it top of the key. Crossover dribble on Beam, and she's cut off, so she'll back the ball back out again. Now wants to try it again. She'll cross it over, give it off to Marlowe now. Now back out top to Harris. Harris tries to drive. Nope, she doesn't. She'll give it back to Meek, and Meek travels. Haley did a little jump in the pea patch before she put the ball down on the floor, and Ryan Harris wants a timeout called here for the Indians. They want a full timeout. Lead by 10 with 2:55 to play here in quarter number 3 as the Indians enjoy a lead. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
KACH.
2:55 to play here in quarter number 3. Preston leads by 10, 36-26, as the ball will belong to the Lady Bruins as they come back off the bench. They head back out on the floor. They'll bring the ball in back in the back court. See if Preston's going to put on full court pressure here. They're going to pick up man to man and in the back court as Cargile gives it off. They get it up into the front court. Cargile gives it to Beam, top of the key. Back over it goes to Bailey over on the right side. She dribbles back to the top of the key and she gives it back to Beam. Beam holds it high above her head. Now over on the left side as the ball will come there to Rex. Reagan has it knocked out of her hands. She gives it back to Bailey. Free throw line extended left. She'll swing it across over to Cargile. She tries to drive the baseline on the right side. She gets cut off, so she'll bring it back out to the elbow. Down the paint, flips it wildly in the air. It's an air ball, and she gets her own rebound, and that's a traveling violation. That's throwing the ball up. That's a pass to yourself. As the Cargile doesn't agree with it. She thought it was a shot, but it was an air ball. You can't be the first one to touch it. So the turnover on the traveling violation. Ball again comes back over to the Indians. Harris gets across the timeline, back up into the front court. 2:15 to play here in quarter number 3. Harris driving, goes around her man, gets it up and in. Lexus Harris with the layup. She has 7, and the lead back out to a dozen again for the Indians as the ball is almost thrown away, saved on the floor as it goes to Rodriguez. She'll give it back to Cargile, top of the key. Over on the right side, it goes to Bailey. Bailey down the paint, puts her shoulder down, driving, and scoop shot goes in. Kaylin Bailey has her first 2 points of the game. As Haley Meek with it back up in the front court now here for the Indians. Give it off to Robertson. She drives in the paint. Look, I almost a charging foul, no call, but the shot was no good. Here comes Cargile back up in the front court in a hurry. Gives it off to Rex. Rex looks at a 3. That's no good. Long rebound is going to be touched there by Haley Meek, and it's going to stay with the Bruins. Meek and Rodriguez both going after it. Haley got to it first and tapped it out of bounds. As Haley Paul comes into the game for the first time here tonight for Twin Falls. As it comes to Rodriguez. She'll swing it back out top. It comes to Rex in the corner. Cargile looks at a 3. Good. Cargile's got 10. 38-31. The lead streaks back to 7 now here for the Indians. Harris drives, partially blocked, and a foul. A little bit of a late call, but the foul call is going to go against Haley Paul. That's her first, just into the game. That's 3 on the Bruins as a team here in quarter number 3. And Lexus Harris is going to go to the free throw line for his first 2 free throws of the night. First one is good. Lex so far on the year, that was only her 4th free throw, believe it or not, that she's shot. And she's made 2 out of 4, including the first one here. 1:01 to play here in the quarter. Lex makes them both. She now has 8 in the game. Preston goes back up by 9. We're inside a minute to play here in the third quarter. Cargile has it in the backcourt. Gets it up in the front court as it comes to Rex. And I was about to say almost traveled, but did. As she tried to stop, she drugged the back foot a little bit, and that's going to be a traveling violation. The ball goes back over to the Indians. 52 seconds to play here in the third quarter. 40-31, Preston on top. Looking to as they get it to Brexley Ware. That's a little layup inside, no good. Rebound comes off to Robertson. Back to Marlowe, just back into the game, goes off the glass. That's no good as well. As the rebound taken by Rex. They double team her in the back court, and finally they tie her up, and the ball's going to go, however, back over to the Bruins. Good defense in the back court as they're able to tie her up. Robertson was there, and I believe Ware was there as well. They tied up the ball, and now the Indians will come out here with full court pressure with 37 seconds to play in the quarter. As the ball comes into Cargile, comes to Bailey. Back to Cargile in the backcourt, quickly up into the front court as it goes there to Paul. Paul from along the baseline shoots, and a foul against Robertson. For Michaela, that's going to be her first. And be 2 shots here. That's 5 fouls now against Preston here in the second half. Haley Paul got into the game a little bit against Ridgeview the other night. She had 1 point in the game, and the free throw here is no good. Here, Ryan Harris in the background reminding the Indians to box out on the rebound. As Hall will shoot the second, and that's short as well. And they pretty good job boxing out for the rebound. As it's Sid Marlowe ends up in a wrestling match, which Paige Beam for the ball, and it's going to be tied up. But the ball's going to go back over to Preston. 24 seconds to play in the quarter. See if the Indians work for the last shot here. As Robertson up into the front court, they give it to Ware. Wanted to shoot, doesn't, gives it off in the right corner, back to Robertson. She'll drive through the paint, and the ball's poked out of her hands, but it's going to be a foul. Ball out of bounds underneath the basket with 11 seconds to go for the Indians. That'll be the 4th team foul against the Bruins here in the second half, and Haley Paul will draw the foul. That's her second. So Robertson will bring it in here for Preston. 11 seconds to play in the quarter. You got to get it in. You got to get it in. She bounces underneath to Marlowe. The layup is no good. Here come the Bruins as Paul had it, lost it, and it's going to roll out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bruins. They're going to say it went off of Harris's foot. 4 seconds left here in the quarter. Kaylin Bailey into the game will bring the ball in. She bounces it into Beam along the baseline. She'll force up a 3. That's an air ball as Larson has the rebound, or I should say Marlowe has the rebound as the third quarter comes to an end. So Preston leading 40-31 after 3. Fourth quarter coming up. The fourth quarter tonight is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. We'll take you there coming up next.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
The fourth quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
KACH.
Each side scored 10 points in the third quarter, so Preston still leads by 9 like they did at the halftime break. It's 40-31 as we start the fourth. Fourth quarter tonight brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. Ball belongs to the Lady Bruins to start the fourth quarter as they get it into Cargill. Cargyle gives it off here on the near side as it comes to Bailey. Bailey back out top of the key, gives it back to Rodriguez, who pops out from her post position all the way back out top. Back to Cargyle as it comes back to Stokes, back to Cargyle. Tries to take a 3, it's blocked by Haley Meek, taken away by the Indians. Here comes Meek on the run. Into the corner it goes to Ware, back out top. Robertson for 3, good. Michaela Robertson buries a 3, she has 6 and the lead is 12 again. As back up into the front court. Ball, bad pass underneath, poked away by Larson. Kylie up into the front court. She'll slow it down as the defenders were back. She'll give it off to Sage Meek over on the left side. Sage comes across the top of the key, gives it back to Larson now. Free throw line extended right. She'll take the ball down into the corner, wants to drive baseline. She gets double teamed and cut off. Back to Ware. Back out top to Robertson. Just made a 3. Wants to drive, doesn't take it. Larson will. She looks at a 3. That's a high bouncing rebound, which is off. It comes to Cargyle back in the backcourt. Here comes Morgan Cargyle on the run. She'll pull up for a 3 and make it. Cargile's got 13. That leads all scorers in the game. And it's 43-34. Robertson driving, poked away, gets it back, gives it back to Pugmire, and a three-pointer of her own from along the baseline is good. Pugmire's now got 11 in the game. 46-34, Preston back out on top. As it comes to Bailey. Bailey almost trapped at the timeline, and she dribbles out of the trap, gives it off to Cargyle. Over along the baseline, Beam pulls up, about a 17-foot jumpers, no. Rebound inside, goes to Stokes, he puts it back up and in. Stokes has 11 here as we go under 6 minutes to play in the game. Larson, before the shot, she traveled. So no shot. Alexis Harris back into the game here for Preston. 10-point lead for the Indians, 46-36, 5:53 to play here in the game. Beam with it up into the front court, driving all the way, gives it off to Stokes, who almost traveled and missed the layup, and the foul in the back court is going to go against Rodriguez. For Rodriguez, that'll be her third. That's 5 now on each team as far as the team fouls are concerned. As Preston has the ball in the backcourt, no pressure here put on by Twin Falls. So Harris will just calmly walk the ball back across the timeline. Harris working against Beam. Gets cut off. Now wants to drive against Beam. Beam reaches in, pokes it away. That's going to stay with Preston. Good quick hands by Beam, knocked it away. But it stays right in front of the Preston bench where Harris will bring it in. Harris looking for somebody to come meet the basketball. Still holding. Now finally gets it into Robertson. Robertson, top of the key, bounces it down low to Larson. And boy, that's going to be a little bit of a bailout as Kylie dropped the ball between her ankles and couldn't pick it up. But they're going to call a foul on Stokes, and that'll be her third. At 6 against the Bruins, they're out of fouls for the remainder of the game with 6. 5:24 to play here in regulation. Indians up by 10, 46-36. As a foul away from the ball, that's going to be against Larson. So they hooked her defender trying to get loose to get that little lob pass inside, and that's 4 on Larson. As Sid Marlowe quickly will come back into the game. So now the Indians are out of fouls here for the rest of the game as well. So 6 team fouls for both sides. Stotts has it, races it up the far sideline, cut off by Robertson. Free throw line extended on the right side, back out to Cargile. She wants to drive, she'll leave it for Stotts. Stotts at the top of the key will give it off there as it comes to Stokes. Stokes dribbles it off her foot. Harris has the errant ball in the backcourt for Preston. Another turnover against the Bruins. Quickly up into the front court. It goes through the hands of Ware and out of bounds. Tried to really push it up the floor in a hurry, did Harris. But she threw the ball, it was a bit high, and Ware couldn't come up with it. So again, the ball back over to the Bruins. Full court pressure here put on by the Indians as Cargiles goes behind her back to get the ball away there from Harris. Beam has it, and so I thought she traveled. They're going to call a foul. That'll be 1-1 coming up for Harris as the foul is going to be called on Robertson. A little bit of a pushing foul is what they call it. So here is Paige Beam at the free throw line to shoot her first free throws of the night. First one is good. She gets 1-1. She makes the first. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Webb Funeral Home in Preston. In your time of need, you need professionals with true compassion. Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of the city of Preston. Beam makes them both. She has 7 in the game and a timeout called here on the floor. 4:35 to play. The lead is down to 8, 46-38. Preston leads. Back right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
KACH. KACH.
Tonight's game is also brought to you in part by Naylor Insurance. For life, home, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by Naylor Insurance. They're on State Street in Preston, or give them a call at 208-852-0810. That's 208-852-0810. 4:36 to play here in the fourth. Preston leads by 8. They led by as many as 12. 46-38. Ball out of bounds. Full court pressure here as the ball belongs to the Indians. double team Haley Meek, who stumbles in the backcourt, and then they reach in, they tie the ball up, but it's going to stay with the Indians. Cargill reached in and tied the ball up from Haley Meek when she stumbled and went down to a knee. So full court pressure again here as they try to get it in. It's taken away by Stotts. Underneath, as Sabine missed the layup. Cargill's put back is no good. Ball batted around. It comes to Pugmire for the Indians. Races it up into the front court. Boy, the Preston Indians escaped one there as Pugmire will give it off to, finally gives it to Meek after holding the ball in front of her own bench. Back out top, Haley will dribble there. Looks down at the left side, gives it off to Marlowe. Marlowe, top of the key, over on the left side now as it goes to Harris. She drives side baseline against Stotts. She gets cut off. Now tries to go right down the paint. Off the rim, no good with the shot. Stott has the rebound. 3:50 to play here in the fourth. Cargill looks at a three, doesn't take it. Good pressure defense there by the Indians as they force it to Rodriguez, way out away from the basket. Back to a Beam again. Beam, top of the key, gives it off. Now gets it back there from Stokes. She'll launch a three. That's no good. Cargill tapped it. It's going to be stay on the floor. Back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez on the floor again, and this time it's a held ball that's going to stay with the Bruins. Tell you what, Cargill's lucky. When she went up and just to kind of hit that ball to try to keep it free, she was fending off a Preston Indians player, and good thing she wasn't called for a foul. 3:25 to play. Bruins by 8. Stotts will bring it in from underneath her own basket. Gets it into Rodriguez. At the left elbow, she'll turn, give it off there to Beam. Down the middle, and she will travel. She stopped and then wanted to turn and move both feet at the same time. That's a traveling violation. Again, full court pressure here put on by the Bruins as it comes to Meek. She dribbles through the double team this time, up into the front court. Lays it off to Pugmire. Deflected there, but it ends up in the hands of Marlowe instead. Marlowe swings it across here to the near side, back to Cassie. Pugmire pulls up in the paint. We'll give it back out to Harris. Harris holds it straight away. Now she wants to kind of direct traffic a little bit, pointing for Marlowe to come back up to the elbow. Now Harris will drive. Tries to lay it off. Her pass is knocked down by Cargill, picked up by Stotts. Here come the Bruins. As they lay it off again, it goes to Beam. Beam cut off. She doesn't get a shot. The shot there put up by Stokes is no good. Rebound comes to Pugmire. Hustles up into the front court. Tried to get it to Harris. Her pass is deflected. Back to Pugmire, but she's fouled going back up. Pugmire is going to go to the line to shoot two. And she was fouled on the shot. Foul's going to be against Rodriguez, and that'll be her fourth. That's 7 on each team now, and Cassie Pugmire will go back to the line to try to extend Preston's 8-point lead. Pugmire tonight, these are her first free throws on the evening, and she makes the first. Cassie, who was 8 of 13 coming into the game, that was 62%, and just about the highest on the team. Needs a bounce for the second one that will not go. So she makes the 1 point, and then the rebound underneath, put back up and in by Robertson. So Robertson picks up the basket. Preston's lead back out to 11, 49-38. Back to Cargyle. Can't get a shot. She'll try to go around Meek, cut off. Now she'll kick it back out top as it comes to Beam again. Beam will give it off to Stotts. Free throw line extended right. She holds it. Rodriguez comes out to set a screen. She goes the opposite way. Now gets it back out top to Cargyle. Driving down the middle, has her shot blocked, comes to Rodriguez, who almost traveled. Kick it back out to Stotts. That's a 2, and that's no good. And the rebound is off to Pugmire up high. Off the hands of Harris. She's able to save it to herself, back out on the floor. Kick it back out. Haley Meek wanted to take the 3, didn't. She'll give it up back out top as it comes back to Harris. 1:45 to play in the game. Harris driving. Kicks it back over in the right corner again. It goes to Meek. She gets cut off and fouled. I'm going to say that Beam gave her the body, and apparently Haley Meek stepped out of bounds. Sure why that wasn't a blocking foul against Beam. Looks like she banged knees as she's kind of limping a little bit. So 1:35 left in the game. 49-38, Preston on top. Paige Beam brings the dribble up into the front court. Back to Rodriguez, back to Beam. Looks at a 3, no good. Rebound is inside, controlled there by Rodriguez. Back out to Cargyle. That's a 2, that's in and out. tapped. The rebound comes to Robertson for the Indians, as reaching in to try to steal the ball was Rodriguez, and that's going to be her 5th. So Rodriguez fouls out with 4 points in the game, as 1:15 to play, and that's going to bring Reagan Rex back into the game. Rodriguez, the 5'10 senior, leaves the game with 4 points. As here's Michaela Robertson. Michaela's first is good. She'll now get one more. She makes the front end of the 1-and-1. Michaela now with 9 has made 4 out of 5 from the charity stripe so far here tonight, as she makes them both. And a timeout again by the Indians. 1:15 to play, 51-38. Preston on top. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocal.radio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa, it's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Casasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Let's reset where we're at here. 1:15 to play. Preston up 51-38. Preston has committed 7 team fouls. Twin Falls is 8, so both teams in the 1-and-1. As Rodriguez fouls out, she's replaced on the floor by Reagan Rex. Cargile brings the ball back up into the front court. Clock runs with 1:10 to play here in the contest. Over on the far side, bounce it down low on the baseline, driving down low. Little spin shot underneath is Rex, and it rolls in and out. Rebound is off to Pugmire. Under a minute to play now here in regulation. Preston leading by 13, 51-38. Harris holds as she dribbles against Beam. Drives now down the right side of the key. Cut off there, working right in front of the Preston bench. She'll bring it back out top again. There's the defense by the Bruins are letting her move fairly freely, just trying to keep her from going to the basket, but they're also not pressuring the ball. Now she gets it over in the corners. It goes to Roberts in the left corner. Back out top to Meek. Meek again wants to drive. She's nothing there. Back to Harris. 25 seconds to play. Harris will kick it back out. Swing it back over to Robertson. Looks at a shot. Doesn't take it there. Back out to Pugmire. Good job by the Indians to hold the ball. 15 seconds to play. Down to 13, 12, now 10. And Harris, well, effectively, the Preston Indians are going to run out the clock as the reach-in foul there was by Beam. Much too late to do anything about it. But for Beam, it's her 3rd foul and 1-and-1 coming up here for Harris. And this game effectively is over. 51-38 with 6.6 seconds left here in the contest. And the Preston Indians are going to hand the Twin Falls Bruins their first loss of the year. And for Preston, who already led the conference in wins, are going to win their 5th. Here's the free throw by Harris. It's good. Lexington now with 9 in the game. 14-point lead. Lex's second free throw rims off as the rebound is underneath as it goes to the Bruins. They'll run the ball up into the front court with 2, with 1. Wild shot at the buzzer is no good. And for the Preston Indians, they indeed win it by the final score of 52-38. Nice game for the Indians. They scored 12 points in the 4th quarter and hold Twin Falls to only 7. In fact, in 2 of the 4 quarters in the game here tonight, the Indians held the Bruins to single digits. 7 points in the 4th quarter and only 6 in the 2nd. So a nice game. Preston wins it to improve their record to 5-1. They hand the Bruins their first loss of the year. They are now 3-1. We invite you to stay tuned for the postgame show coming up next. Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all available right here in Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. By Ralph's Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Hawaiian Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in Preston. By Naylor Insurance, for life, home, and auto insurance from Mutual of Enumclaw on State Street in Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Valley Implement. By S&T Electric. And by MyLocalRadio.com. Now, stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
When the time finally comes to deliver your new little one, the comforts of home are vital. Franklin County Medical Center understands, and that's why the new maternity suites are designed with a warm family atmosphere, spacious rooms complete with sleeping accommodations for your partner, and state-of-the-art birthing equipment. At Franklin County Medical Center, your new arrival will be welcomed into the world safely, and the expert staff will ensure you're relaxed and comfortable. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
Why do I drink milk?
Milk rehydrates my body after I work out.
Milk has the protein I need to build muscle.
Milk helps me maintain a lean body mass.
Milk helps my muscles recover and stay strong.
Milk has the carbohydrates I need to re-energize.
Milk replaces important electrolytes that I lose when I sweat.
As an athlete at Boise State,
I learned that every sip
is a victory.
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
Milk Victory. Brought to you by United Dairymen of Idaho.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard. Welcome back here to Twin Falls as the Preston Indians improve their record to 5-1 on the year as they pick up a 52-38 win over Twin Falls tonight. More importantly, they go pick up another win in a 2-point game in the conference standings as they go to 3-0 in those 2-point games so far on the year, which is really going to be good for the Indians coming up toward the end of the year for conference standings and potential playoff positioning. So Preston, who have had scored at least in double figures in every quarter tonight, outscored the Bruins in each quarter except for the third, when they both scored a total of 10 points in the quarter. So they got good balanced offense, again, for the second game in a row. Took pretty good care of the basketball, which led to plenty of opportunities as Preston was able to pick up the victory here tonight. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back and look at the stats right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock. Stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So Preston wins it tonight, 52-38, as we'll look at the stats from tonight's game. First for the Bruins, as it was Brenley Stotts who did not score in the game. Kelly Peterson played but did not score. Morgan Cargile had 13, which led all scorers in the game. Haley Paul played but did not score. Kaylin Bailey had 2. Kaylin Rodriguez with a total of 4. Abby Stokes had 11 in the game. Paige Beam was 7. Regan Rex had 1 point in the game for the Lady Bruins. In the game, Twin Falls was 9 of 16 from the free throw line. That is 56%. For the Indians, Haley Meek had a pair. Sydney Marlowe with 4. Michaela Robertson finished the game with 10. Sage Meek had 6 points in the game. Lexus Harris had a total of 9. Brexley Ware with 3 in the game. Cassie Pugmire led the Lady Indians with a dozen, so that's another good game, 2 games in a row here for Cassie. And Kylie Larson had some foul trouble, spent a lot of time on the bench, and she finished the game with 6 points overall. Preston was 15 of 20 from the free throw line in the game, 75%. So Preston wins it 52-38. We'll come back and wrap it up right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money, closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
KACH.
Well, a nice win tonight for the Lady Indians as they improve their record to 5-1. The next game for the Lady Indians isn't until a week from Thursday when they face Snake River. It's the opening round of the 2019 Preston Classic Basketball Tournament. That game's scheduled for about an 8 o'clock tip-off. We should be on the air about 7:40 with the pregame show coming up a week from Thursday. Our next broadcast is 1 week from tonight, next Tuesday, as the Preston boys kick off another drive toward a state championship, as they will play their first game of the year, as they will play host to the Shelley Russets at Preston Gym. Pre-game show that night is at 7:15. The game will tip off at 7:30. The executive producer of Preston Broadcasting Sports is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator tonight has been John Beverly. We'll remind you of the final score as the Lady Indians improve their record to 5-1 with a 52-38 win tonight here at Twin Falls. So until next time, I'm Dan Hubbard, wishing you a very happy Thanksgiving and saying a very pleasant good night from here in Twin Falls. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting LLC and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting LLC.